Hey and welcome back, it's 36 COF, your number one funk here, and today I got My Hero Academia chapter 315. Now before I start, I'd like you guys to hit the like button, subscribe and hit the notification bell. It really helps out with the channel, guys, because my goal is to try to get to at least 100 subscribers by September. I know it seems like a weird goal, but it's a goal that I want to achieve, so every like, share and comment helps to support. So without no further ado, let's get into this. Okay, so My Hero 315, and we see Chisaki back when he was just released from Tartarus prison, and he's still not himself. He's a broken man, I would say, but he does seem to still have some semblance. There's still some part of him that's still there, the old Chisaki, because he remembers Deku and he says to Nagant in the flashback that I can help, or she at least realizes that he can help. He can be of use to her. Now Chisaki, he does mention, I will under one condition, that you take me to my boss. Now I don't know the whereabouts of Chisaki's boss. I assumed he was killed by Chisaki himself, but now we go back to the present day, and Chisaki, he's alert again and he's on top of the rooftop and he's screaming, "I held up my end of the deal again, take me to the boss now." Now at this point, Deku's realized that Chisaki's there, and before he has a chance to go towards Chisaki, Nagant, she gets her shot lined up, and even she points out that it puts her at risk. But Nagant does have some words for Deku, and she does say, "Your hero education taught you to hate the one thing above all else. No matter who the victim is, if your own screw up gets them killed, that will really keep you up at night." Now Nagant is using this as an opportunity, so she rearranges her shot. So instead of aiming for Deku, she does point her shot towards Chisaki, because hoping that Deku will go towards Chisaki in order to line up another shot against him. Now we get more details on his new quirk, Fajin, and it's described as repeated movements build up motion-based energy for temporary storage and release. So repetitive movements will help build up energy that he then can release later. And Deku even uses this whilst he's getting shot at, and he flexed and extended his legs to protect himself and store up more energy. Plus he's using one for all at 45%, plus centrifugal force. Now he mentions everyone in my generation can picture it, and we all know what it is: the sight of All Might flying faster than a speeding bullet. And he uses the full 100% in order to speed dash towards Chisaki and take him and get him out the way before the bullet hits. Now even Nagant is surprised by this. She says he caught up to my shot. Because she was not expecting this type of speed from Deku. Now it is faux 100%, so it's not a true 100%. He's using his Fajin quirk in conjunction with 45% all for one to give the appearance of a 100% type movement. So when he does unlock it, this is gonna be super hype. I mean, you guys comment down below and tell me how you feel, how much more powerful you think that Deku will get once he masters 100% all for one for all. Sorry. Now as Deku saves Chisaki, he pushes him out the way and says, "We'll talk later." And at this point we see more of Deku's inner monologue, because we find out, well, he tells us himself that I was using one for all at 45%, plus danger sense, plus smoke screen, black whip for Jin and float. Now that's a lot of quirks to be using all at once for someone, especially Deku, and in mid combat. And he even said he switched between them on and off rapidly. It was too much for him to process, and his body froze up essentially. But Nagant is still after him, and he's used black whip to connect to the sides of the building in order to, it looks like he's going to slingshot himself, because he even says, "I've still got some Fajin stored up in one of his legs." And then he uses his full 100% Manchester smash, and he takes out, my boy Deku takes out Nagant's sniper arm, and it seems like this is it for Nagant. I mean, she's not dead, but Deku has immobilized her, because we never see her use her other arm in the sniper form, so I guess it's only her one arm she can use. Now Deku does this so fast that Nagant is still processing the fact that he just saved Chisaki and how he's able to recognize and he reacted to Nagant's attacks in order, because Nagant does say that Deku, he recognized the enemy for who he was and still leapt into action in order to save him, like it's a natural thing to do. Now we do get to see a flashback of her when she was younger and a flashback of the former head of this Hero Safety Commission who she did kill, and this is, I assume, when she was younger, and him convincing her that he's gonna help make her a great hero. Now this is happening as she is falling, and just then Deku manages to grab her and save her from falling, and he says that headshot that was headed for Chisaki was off by a little bit, and if you're really with All For One, that shot the shot aimed for me would have took out my legs to immobilize me. Now he says, you've known real darkness, but you gotta know that there's a way to bring back the light. And Madeku's doing he's pulling a Naruto on us, guys. My man Deku's pulling a Talk No Jutsu, and he's asking Nagant to fight on their side to still be a hero, and it seems to be swaying, because she even says, what a guy, Izuku Midoriya, you're the real deal. And as then we see a panel of All For One, and he says the soul is far too fickle, which is why I added a failure clause to our contract. Now guys, I can't believe what All For One's did. That he's using Nagant as a suicide bomb. I don't know how he's done this, but I'm assuming it's some sort of failsafe explosion quirk, some remote detonation type quirk he installed within her, or he's used on her, because Nagant just explodes like right by Deku, and as Nagant is falling and her body is in cinders, we see Hawks, the number 2 hero, swooping at the last second to save her, and he says, no dying on me now, Nagant. And that's the end of the chapter, man. I mean, we see the true evil of All For One, how he used her and twisted her in order to get what he wanted. And we even see this little speech from All For One. To the very end, you are just a tool to be used. Curse your blessing of your quirk if you must. Alas, the hapless, woeful Lady Nagant. Like I said, guys, that's the end of the chapter. You guys comment below and tell me how you feel. Tell me if you think Nagant's gonna survive, because I think she'll probably be in intensive care for a while. If not, she's dead. It'd be such a shame, because we've just seen her. She's just been introduced to the series. You guys comment down below, but I know for a fact the fandom has loved Lady Nagant and want to see more of her, and I do myself. But you guys comment down below and tell me how you feel. I'm 36 COF. And this is my My Hero Academia chapter 315 review, guys. Take care, keep it fresh and keep it funky. Goodbye.